slept in.
Is it too hot?
We slept in, trying to make sure we got enough sleep and ready for our next.
The dog woke us up and started.
The dog did bark a couple times. People in the hall, you know. But what was crazy about today? There's a real breakfast here. Look, there's waffles and fruit and bagels and cereal and there were eggs with some kind of cheese thing and sausages. But the thing is it's a hot breakfast. Everywhere we've gone says breakfast included, and what that means is a grab and go bag. So they give you a paper lunch sack with like an apple and yogurt, and not a yogurt, like a yogurt like this big, like school size, like kindergarten size yogurts. Okay, yogurt. One of them had a string cheese and a hard boiled egg, so that one had. The first one had juice cup. No, it's probably still in the car. Had juice, a granola bar, yogurt, and a piece of fruit. That was our grab and go breakfast. So we've had to supplement our own breakfast, which, you know, whatever, it's no big deal. But it was pleasantly and engagingly surprising to have a nice hot breakfast like you kind of expect at a hotel at the Continental. On the road again. Feels so good to be on the road again. I'll think of more road trips on. Gentlemen, boys and girls, we are heading south. We're at a rest stop. Where are we, in South Dakota still?
I believe so, yes.
We're still in South Dakota? I think we're going to look at the maps, but I think we're going to be skirting the border between Nebraska and Iowa. I don't think we're ever actually going to get into Nebraska. Stop. You. Levi, how are you enjoying your trip?
Fine.
Fine? How's it like? What's it like being Trent in the car? You guys in the
It's fun. You're having fun.
Are you being ridiculous with you two together?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Messing around.
You having fun on your trip?
I've been having fun.
Yeah? What's your favorite part so far? What was your favorite part about South Dakota?
About this one.
Yeah. What about Wyoming?
Wyoming? Crazy woman creek road.
Crazy Woman Creek Road. Thank you. Yes. Hey, oh my goodness, it's the Headless Horseman. 8 hours of pushing broom gets a 5 by 10 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road.
Hey, guess what? Here's the Iowa border sign.
Iowa border, there it is. New state. Here's the big Sioux River.
Oh, we didn't do state yet.
The river of Iowa welcome you. We are in Iowa.
So right behind us is South Dakota.
And right over there
to Iowa is Nebraska. So we are on the border of South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, right there in that little corner of the end of South Dakota.
we are traveling with Iowa on our left and Nebraska on our right because South Dakota kind of comes to a little peninsula kind of point. So we just crossed that point and we'll be traveling along the Iowa-Nebraska border. I don't think we're actually ever going to go into Nebraska. I'm pretty sure we stay in Iowa the whole time, but we're in New State on our right side. Like we've been in South Dakota plains almost the entire time and suddenly we're in trees.
Nebraska will be on our right the whole time.
The whole time we'll never actually cross into it.
It's going to be right next to us. So like right on the other side of that water, it's like Nebraska. That's Nebraska right there.
Cool. And that was the big Sioux River. That must still be it?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
New state, people. We only have 2 more? We only have hundreds of miles left to go. Yes! One more night and we'll be there.
So, some things we've learned on a road trip. One is this isn't really a road trip because we're not having fun. 2, I'm not really good at road trips. Like I have this big ideal, like this would be fun, it's the American dream, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And I actually kind of suck at this. Yeah, like the whole Oregon Trail and, you know, seeing America.
Horses and wagons, not cars and traffic.
Well, I'm eating too much. I'm drinking so much coffee, like you might actually like be able to tap a vein and it wouldn't be blood, it'd be coffee pouring out. My bottom hurts, like my tailbone hurts. And I don't know if it's my seat or the way I sit in my seat or what, but by the end of the day, I'm in a lot of pain, like I'm just exhausted. And 3, here's the other phenomenon. This is the worst one. Are you ready? There's a particular time warp that happens on a road trip. And it's not just the kids. It's me. Like, I feel like Abby has said, it's 2 hours away, like 4 times already for the last 6 hours. Like, we'll keep seeing road signs, you know, Sioux Falls, 150 miles away. And then the next will say, Sioux Falls, 140 miles away. I'm like, we saw like an hour ago. I can't. Just 10 miles? That's it?
Or we'll look down at the phone and it'll be like, oh, only 5 minutes has gone by.
Hey, it just like felt like an hour and it's only been 5 minutes and I just don't understand it. So yeah, so that would be the third thing. Is there anything else that, you know, really the kids don't say are we there yet nearly as much as I do.
I think last night I said it the most, and I was almost in tears at one point.
Right. We're like,
it was such a long car ride.
We're like, okay, so tonight, you know, we got a hotel tonight, and then one more night, and we both almost started crying. So, I mean, on the upside, it's been beautiful. Seeing the countryside, seeing new things, saying, yes, I checked that off my list. Seeing Mount Rushmore was definitely a check box off the bucket list. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. But the grassy, plain, yellow, rolling hills, I will not miss.
That was kind of hard to get through. Like, by the time we were done with our day, I was just
I think that was a total of like 600 miles of just plain, grassy, yellow fields.
Yeah, and that was our longest day. Partly because we got up early so that we could go see Mount Rushmore, but, you know, we got about 2 hours earlier than we had been, but we used those 2 hours on Mount Rushmore, so we still didn't get rolling in until 8 o'clock.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
well,
that was our longest day. I think tonight will be shorter. We ate out, so we didn't have to eat at 9. That was good.
That was great.
We've stopped changing time zones. That's good. Because that's kind of throwing us for a loop, even though it's a little more gentle than like flying and
right
being
now,
there.
back home, everybody being probably about
Right, it's like 12:55, so it's really only almost 11 where, you know, back home is, so we're just a little feeling goofy-eyed? Goofy-eyed? I don't know.
yeah.
Goofed up? I feel like I needed an eyed in there. Iowa's more interesting. It reminds me of what Kentucky's going to be like. A lot of agriculture, hills in the distance, trees, a little more green. It's obviously corn country. It's really obvious it's corn country. A little busier on the interstate. We're on Interstate 29 heading south. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else we've enjoyed about our road trip.
Not enjoying the road work, where we have to go onto the other side of the highway and drive one lane.
That's a little dicey.
Not fun.
Something interesting to note, all throughout I-90, you would see these like railroad barrier type signs that would come like across, and none of them were down, but it was like
To shut down the highway.
it would be shutting down the highway, and so there would be a sign that says, you know, leave I-90, return back to whatever city we were just, you know, about to leave if flashing. You know, I-90 is closed if this is flashing, which I'm sure is because of inclement weather, because there's a lot more inclement weather in those areas like Montana and Wyoming. So that was interesting because we don't have anything like that back home. For us to have something like 410 or I-90 closed down and we're all like, what are we gonna do?
That's only if there's a severe accident or like trees or power lines.
Right, so we just,
like that close.
it seems like it's kind of, not maybe a regular thing, but certainly more prepared for thing on how to bypass and get around or just stay
back
home.
You just have to try to figure out what way you're allowed to go.
Yeah, so interesting. Maybe just fewer people so it doesn't bog down so much. I don't know. So that was interesting. think that's kind of an update, yeah. So hopefully when we go on a road trip next, I'm trying to think of how I could be more prepared. This is a little different because it's not like we're going camping and, you know, stopping and seeing all the sights and having fun. Because you know, like in the back of the car, like if you can see it, you know, there's a rocking chair in the back because that was like my last ditch effort to bring my rocking chair from Nicaragua and my last dining room chair. It was so funny. They're like, the trailer's full. Well, I fit 7 more things in that trailer. And then they said, well, the back of the van's full. The kids had loaded the back of the van. I'm like, oh no. Ashley and I saw that. We're like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So we pulled everything out and I fit 10 more things in there. So y'all didn't do very well at Tetris. I can tell when y'all were young.
The boys loaded vans.
And I'm not, you know, we just need to get them Tetris on the phone or something. They obviously didn't work on their Tetrising skills.
Yeah, play some puzzles. Let them learn how to navigate.
Yeah, so I mean, the back of the van isn't necessarily built for our trip. It's built for taking whatever we possibly could need on our trip, as well as for a week in Kentucky, for, you know, the eventuality that our truck doesn't show up for as much as a week or a week and a half. So I did get some good news that my truck might be there sooner than I thought.
Like, so that be there when we show up.
Yeah, it could very possibly, like, I have to ask them to not deliver it until Monday. So it got a faster trip than I anticipated, which could be a really good thing. Maybe because they didn't have to make as many stops.
Like, your truck was all the way full. It wasn't like half empty like some people's is. So like maybe then they were like, oh wow, this is like literally everything they own. We should probably get this there fast.
I don't think that's it at all. They don't care. But maybe I misunderstood her too. She said it's supposed to be here on the 16th or the 17th, which is today and tomorrow. And maybe she meant their terminal, and then it would take another day or two to get it out to me. But even so, our truck should still be there early next week instead of late next week or into the next. So that's really good news. Really good news. That also means Trent might be able to help us unpack. That's super good news.
That's amazing news. Got it. So Iowa countryside, nice harvested fields, but then there's these gorgeous, like,
Not me, the hills.
mountain ranges. Oh, what?
No,
That?
not me, the hills.
Oh, sorry.
Gorgeous too, of course.
So then there's like these pretty, you definitely can tell it's fall time.
A lot of deciduous trees. You know, we don't see a lot of evergreens, which of course is what we're used to in Washington.
But like,
It reminds me a lot of
Really
Washington,
pretty.
though, kind of peaky hills rather than the rolling hills. Lots of fields, still lots of trees.
but there's not as many just like plain fields. I've noticed it seems like Iowa hasn't harvested as much yet as say Montana and Wyoming and South
It's
Dakota.
like they're in the middle of it.
Like they're in the beginning/middle of harvest time. Like everyone else is kind of at the end of it.
Right. We've seen a lot of corn harvesters. We just passed through something that stank in Omaha. It had like a bunch of like the round grain type silos with conveyor belts in, and you know,
corn.
Yeah, it had to be corn. I think I saw a corn pile at one point. So that could be anything. Who knows? You know, it's all supposition, but it could be anything from like a corn refinery. Maybe they're making ethanol or high fructose corn syrup. It kind of smelled bad, but I saw a train with those black like oil containers on it. You know, the ones that carry corn oil. I thought is what they usually carry. So I think we passed some corn refineries just a few minutes ago. So I mean, we already knew we're in corn country. We saw some corn harvesters. Those are cool. They're huge machines. You know, think of Frank in Cars.
Yeah.
But instead of the thresher, it was like this huge like comb, big fat comb that was going through and chewing it all up. You know, which is why you get all these lines in the fields, because you know those are the kind of machines that come through and then it spits out corn out its back. It's cool. It's cool stuff. So we stopped. It's a truck stop.
That's a nice one.
You know how these little things go? It's like just a truck stop on the interstate. This one's called Sap Bros. Highly recommend. Got a cute little restaurant inside that looks like it'd be fun to go to. The bathrooms were extremely pleasant and surprising. They had bidets. This is the first time I've had the chance to try one. How refreshing.
You used it?
Of course I used a bidet. You don't like get to go use a bidet and then don't use it.
I didn't use it.
Abby has a problem with new experiences.
I have a problem with water shooting up my butt.
She doesn't have a problem with showers, so I'm not sure what the problem is. Anywho, getting coffee, and a nice man came up and complimented me on my dreads. Told me how beautiful I was. So I'm really not quite sure whether this Mexican macho man was coming up to find himself a mama and see where that was gonna go. But it was nice. It was nice to get complimented.
Speaking to him in Spanish.
I don't know that much Spanish. I'd get myself in trouble. Oh, we can't.
Head west on Iowa to west.
Oh, there we go. Okay. We're just gonna have to get on, so I'm gonna have to stop this video. But
Make a U-turn at 210th Avenue.
Everyone was really pleasant. We really enjoyed. We're enjoying. And this was what I was while I was in the bathroom in Montana. I started layering my leggings under my jeans, and I don't have a big enough coat, so I was layering my sweater and my raincoat. Today, it's just really a couple hundred miles, and it's getting noticeably warmer. I took my leggings off, I took my wool socks off, I switched to sandals. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not gonna survive any longer in my layers, where I wasn't sure if I was gonna survive Montana without them. So it's kind of cool. It's getting noticeably warmer, and because we head south to our new house. We just crossed into Missouri! Woo-hoo! Missouri! Hold on, Beats! Hold on. Next day gone. I don't ever know the words to songs anymore. The distant shore. Break down the garden gates. Time left today. Life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night long. I'm going my way. Gonna ride it all night long. So this is a beautiful suspension bridge, and we're about to get on 71 South. We'll be in some traffic, but this here, oh, I can't see it from this side, so maybe Abby will get it. But that there is the Missouri River. Go to you can see from there. Missouri River we're crossing. There's like 4 bridges down there. Well, I mean that's how you get across the river, yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna end up taking 71 South towards St. Louis. St. Louis. It's like saying Ohio, but everyone else says it Ohio. If they were going over there and saying Louisville, I'd be like, did you mean Louisville? We're gonna get our southern accents on pretty soon here. So,
Continue for 30 miles.
we've been in traffic going through Kansas City. I am not gonna be sorry to leave this behind. Boy, it was as bad as Oregon. Like, getting through Oregon and getting on all those crazy turns and ups and downs. The maps took us like, I don't know, it changed directions like 4 times in 1 minute. It was very confusing. It took us on the wrong turn, or at least it told us to go right, but the maps, like the line said go straight. It was very strange. So I am not going to be sorry to be leaving Kansas City, Missouri behind.
This is my new home. Doing a little before and after. Those are our paint choices on the wall. We picked the same one. And then when I say we, I mean me. This is the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room. And there's to us in her new home, looking at me like I'm crazy. And then coming over here, this goes into the back area. This is gonna be Kevin and Ivana's living room, and the door to their bedroom. Bathroom's around the corner. And then going back into there, we've got the laundry room. And then through that door, we have my bedroom and bathroom. And yeah, that is our little tour for right now. I just wanted to get a good before and after I paint. So this is end of day 1. We got all of this painted, except for up there. And show you what Kevin got done in the back here. We now have a 3-bedroom house. So this will be the other master. And so we got all of that taken out. This has to be re-electrified, so we haven't finished that yet. But yeah, that is what we got done today.